Yogi Ramsuratkumar.
Okay.
So, with all my love, I welcome you people to the holy lotus feet of Bhagwan Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And I must have told you last time itself that Bhagwan has said that you cannot enter the ashram without being called by him. So the fact that you people have come inside and are seated here, been there inside the temple, it is because he wants to give each of you a specific grace. And you have been called by him. And he said those who enter this ashram will not return empty-handed. That every moment that you spend here, his Father's blessings are pouring on you. Whether you are aware of it or not, he said, this is the truth. So every moment that you spend here, you are getting drenched in the rain of his blessings. And I'm sure, as he said, that everyone that enters is directly in his view. And right from the moment you enter, he starts working on you, whether you believe it or not, on your problems, your priorities, whatever. So, I'm very happy to have you all here again. I suppose this is the second time. I thought it was going to open with questions and answers.
Well, we prepared some questions, but I would like to ask you, if you don't mind, to speak a little bit about trust and surrender into the destiny. Trust and surrender and surrendering into the destiny, each destiny. You would like to have some water?
No. It had stopped now, something in the, some allergy here. It's okay, I'll be all right. I need hot water.
Hot water? Oh.
They have it here. No, hot water. Eleni has, she'll bring, because this will add to the cold. Oh yes. No, I can't talk then. Thank you.
She's waiting for hot water.
Doesn't matter. It'll adjust itself.
We also suffer from cold.
For us it's too cold. For you probably just a trace of cold from where you come. Now, Tiruvannamalai is very famous for the great masters. From the ancient times, there have been great people living here, contributing to the spiritual energy of the place. And the local tradition says, at a time, there are 5 people visible to us, and the rest invisible. And there are many such people living inside the mountain. to which we have no access at all. And the mountain itself is Lord Shiva, the deity. Raman Maharshi, before his Atma Vichara, he was devoted to Arunachala Shiva, the Murti, in the temple and the mountain. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to say that Ramana Maharshi worshipped the Murti of Arunachala in the form of the mountain. Worship of the mountain is the Murti worship. And going round in Pradakshina, it's all Upasana, it is the puja, it is Murti worship. That is how he started. But then after that, the Atma Vichara came, and then he landed in the ultimate truth that there is only the self and there are no others. That we all know. Now, before Raman Maharishi, there was one great sage from Kanchipuram. He is Seshadri Swami. Kanchipuram is being ruled by the Divine Mother Kamakshi, meaning the one who has eyes that would give anything that people want. Kamakshi, the meaning of Kamakshi. After that, Raman Maharishi came, and his place, Madurai, is being ruled by Divine Mother Meenakshi. Akshi means the eyes. The one who has eyes like the fish. And Yogi Ji has come from the place Varanasi, where the Divine Mother Visalakshi rules. So all the three great saints who did the spiritual ministry in the most recent times, they have come from three places of Divine Mother. One is from Kamakshi, Ramana is from Meenakshi, and Yogiji from Visalakshi. So the three Shakti representation. Now, as I said before, it's a place of very high energy. So naturally, the great masters, divine people are attracted. There's a magnetic pull about this mountain which draws constantly sadhaks and sages alike. So there are people from all over the world. You mention any country, there are people from there. This has become an international city. Now that magnetic pull is because of the mountain. And of course, mostly Sri Ramana Maharishi, because it's he who put the small town, the temple city of Tiruvannamalai, in the world map by his Atma Vichara, which has a universal appeal. Seshadri Swami was in deep meditation. He was given to meditation. Thank you.
Maybe you help.
No. I opened it. Bas. It's hot. Nice. It's nice, no? And it is hot. So, Seshadri Swami was in deep meditation all the time. And he was also very unpredictable, very what you call bizarre behavior. Raman Maharishi, of course, was given to Atma Vichara. Who am I? Find out who you are, who you truly are. And Yogi Ji, of course, was meditation all through his life, but he advocated Nama Chanting. Nama Chanting and Guru Seva. Now that you people are here, I have to talk about Nama Chanting and the Seva. You all have a guru here. And Nama Chanting is the best for this Kali Yuga, where there is so much violence, so much misunderstanding between people. And this Nama, before we go on to this Nama Chanting, just a word about Yogi Ramsuratkumar. He used to describe himself as a very mad, bad, lazy, and crazy beggar. But beggar. He always referred to himself as this beggar, but we call him Bhagwan because he is ever giving. He is like a mother looking after all of us. In fact, Ramanashram Ganeshana and quite a few other people would say that Ramana is our father, Yogiji is our mother. So it all depends upon how you look at it. But Yogiji, in his madness, after this Purnatva, he became absolutely mad. You know what Purnatva is? That the sense of individuality. That when I ask you, who are you? Then immediately you say, my name is, I am so and so, from this country, talk this language, my religion is this, and what your work you are doing. So we have a long biodata, each one of us. But then these people, these great masters, have lost their sense of individuality. If you ask them who they are, they would say anything that would come to their mind. Yogiji said, oh, this dirty beggar. He would say sometimes dirty sinner. They would describe themselves in any way they liked because they have identified themselves with the whole creation, the whole cosmos. So they are cosmic beings and there is no individual in them to say this is my name, this is my country. They belong to the whole world and the whole world belongs to them. Now, Yogiji was very unpredictable, as these people are always. You would never know what he would say next, what he would do next. So you can imagine my living with him for 7 years, not knowing what to do, what to say. There was a very intense, deep, vibrant, cosmic atmosphere around him. If he put a small pebble somewhere, you can be sure that he is adjusting something in the cosmos. He may put a little dry twig somewhere, and then we must be very, very careful not to touch it, not to go anywhere near. Because he would be adjusting something on the cosmic level. If he moved it by 1 millimeter, it may have repercussions on the cosmic level. So he would scream and say, oh, you have spoiled my father's work. So, very difficult to understand, but it was work and work and work all the time for him. He would say, meeting people and blessing them individually is a very small fraction of this beggar's hidden work. And he had to do with the entire cosmos. And he would say sometimes situations are very, very difficult. Because there are so many, with two individuals, there will be clash. Imagine the whole cosmos with its infinite details. How much clash must be there? Because any manifestation means an ego self. The tree has an ego self. Everything that you see around, even this stone here, has consciousness, an ego of its own. All the manifested things are in Maya. Maya, what is Maya? It appears to be real, but it's not real. That which appears to be real that which keeps changing all the time. See, for example, you are here today, you were not here yesterday, and tomorrow you'll be elsewhere. The scenes keep changing. It's all the time coming and going and coming and going. This is called Maya. Now you are very busy. This is as important as real.
What is this bread? This is a bread, yeah?
This is a. It will be very nice. It's like a dry chapati.
Dry chapati, right?
They call it roti here, dry roti.
Dry roti. Oh. Nice, very nice. Bit spicy, but good.
Without spice, people won't eat here. You have to give it a rest. So Yogiji got initiated into Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram by Papa Ramdas. First, he was working as a teacher in his village. He was also married with children, but the call was irresistible. And there was one Kapadiya Baba, his earliest mentor. He said, you go to the south, there are spiritual giants there. And so he took long leave from school. He came to Sri Aurobindo first. And then he came to know about Raman Maharishi, Tiruvannamalai just 2 hours away. So he came and spent some time with Ramana. And then after they passed, Sri Aurobindo and Sri Ramana, both of them, attained Mahasamadhi in 1950. When Yogiji was a sadhak in the Himalayas. So when he came to know that these people have attained Mahasamadhi, he hurried to Papa Ramdas. He was the only remaining master at that time. So he rushed there. And Papa Ramdas initiated him into Ram Nam, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. And Papa Ramdas said, after initiating him, after giving him Ramanama, he gave only one instruction: chant this mantra all the 24 hours of the day. Yogiji told me years later, the instruction that Papa Ramdas gave was like Rama Bana. You know what Rama Bana is? The killer arrow of Sri Rama, which never missed its target. So, the instruction and Ramanama, he climbed up a hill, a small hill next to Ananda Ashram. He found a cave there, sat there, and started Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Again he told me years later, not that this beggar could do it all the 24 hours as Papa Ramdas instructed, but it triggered something in this beggar, and this beggar was trying and trying and trying. And then aside he told me, Devaki, this trying is tapasya. Tapasya means penance. You know what penance is? So sadhana. And then he said he chanted only for 7 days and 7 nights, just for a week. On the last day, he had a very deep experience. He said Rama Bana, which Papa Ramdas threw with Ramanama, killed him. This beggar died at the lotus feet of Papa Ramdas. And after that, nothing else, no one else exists. My father alone, my father alone, my father alone. So the ego in him was completely killed without a trace. And then he was in the grip of a divine madness. Because when suddenly the flood of this experience takes over, it takes some time to settle down. to streamline this energy. Because when it takes over, it's a tremendous force. I don't know if you can imagine that, but we're completely swept away. And then only the divine will, the cosmic will, takes over. Then you become like a straw in the wind. So for 7 years, he so much wanted to stay at Anand Ashram. And then, but then Papa Ramdas said, you have a mission out there, in the forest of the world. You cannot stay in the ashram, you have to go. Always two great masters do not stay under the same roof, because there will be a clash between the devotees. The masters would feel oneness, but the devotees would never. There would be clash, there will be comparison. So Papa Ramdas asked him to go. Yogiji wandered all over India for 7 years. Shanti, you go near and give them quietly, no? Otherwise it's a lot of movement. Quietly you just give it to each person. Oh, so Yogiji was a penniless beggar, wandered all over India for 7 years. And before he left Anand Ashram, Papa Ramdas asked him, I have asked you to go out. Where would you go? Once the ego dies, once the will of God takes over, after that it's only spontaneity, divine spontaneity. Your brain doesn't have to be used. You can do without your brain, you can do without your eyes, you can do without any parts of the body, because you live inside and you are conscious all the time of everything. So, as I said, he was in the grip of divine madness. And pat came the reply from Yogi Ramsuratkumar. He was Ramsuratkumar until then. But once the consummation, the divine consummation between the devotee and the divine takes place, thereafter it's only divine spontaneity. And the divine spontaneity of Yogi Ramsuratkumar said, Tiruvannamalai. Years later, Yogiji told me that he never imagined that he would land in Tiruvannamalai. It was not on his mind before, but after the Purnatva, it came spontaneously from him, that it is the divine will. But then, before he reached Tiruvannamalai, it took 7 long years of wandering all over India as a penniless beggar. So you can imagine what it is like to live on the road without any bathroom, without having to take bath. There were no facilities. He was left in the cold and the heat of the summer. There was no protection whatsoever. But he never spoke about those 7 years, except some hints sometimes, rarely came out. Finally, he landed in Tiruvannamalai. In 1959, he landed in Tiruvannamalai. Of course, nobody welcomed him. Nobody cared. And here was a man, you can imagine, with hair which had not seen oil for quite a few years, and the dirty, torn clothes, and very thin because he didn't have food much. But the eyes holding the fire of supreme knowledge. So naturally people thought he was a madman, he was a beggar, dirty beggar, and they treated him that way. And so he began to live in the streets. Later, many years later, he used to tell me, you cannot live like this beggar even for a day in the street. It was so difficult. He was exposed to all kinds of forces. And unfortunately, that was also the time in Tamil Nadu where there was heavy agitations, Hindi agitations. He was from the North India, and so he became an easy target for the local rowdies. So they often treated him very cruelly. They would beat him up, throw stones at him. They even tried to kill him. But he put up with all that, saying every time it was the divine grace. It's his Father's grace. By Father's grace, everything happened. If people beat him up, Father's grace. If he got a sumptuous meal invited by somebody, Father's grace. If he did not get any meal at all for 3 days, 4 days, he had to go simply starving. It was still Father's grace. So everything became Father's will, Father's grace. After 7 years, of course, after 14 years of street living, 3 years he stayed under a tree, Punnai tree, near the railway station, when people began to recognize him, because they thought one darshan of Yogi Ramsuratkumar landed them with great gifts of grace. And the unemployed got employed, unmarried got settled in life, and the childless couple, they got a child. So many nice things were happening to people just by darshan of him. And then they understood that he was no ordinary common beggar, but a divine beggar, like Lord Shiva. And then the crowd started to come. And after 3 years, so nearly 17 years, some devotees, they decided to find a place for him because there was no roof overhead. Burning sun or pouring rain, he had to stay in the open space. So they bought a house, Sannadhi Street house, near Arunachala Mandir, and they begged and begged for days together because he wouldn't easily agree. He was like the wind, free completely. But suddenly, when somebody offers you something, you get bound. You realize that? Don't you feel that way? When somebody gives you a gift, then you feel like returning it. There is something starting between the two. So he refused outright. But finally, the love of the devotees took over. He said yes. So now he had a roof overhead, but he never kept anybody to serve him, nor did he cook anything at all in the house. He still depended only on the chance meal. So he lived in the house for 17 years, another 17. And that is when we people went. The final 7 years in a house nearby called Sudama, when the ashram began to come up. So this is Yogiji's life history in a nutshell.
Thank you. We have a few questions.
Yes.
Is that possible? You have time enough? Or?
Yes. And I would like to tell you his important teachings. I'll have something hot. He said, it's only when you remember God, you truly live. This body is meant for God. This life is meant for God. When you remember God in some way or the other, you are truly, 1 minute. We had this Pongal worship at a place nearby. There's a deity there under a neem tree. Every year we would make Pongal there, offer it to the God there, and then distribute the prasad. They have brought the prasad. It's a sweet Pongal. It will be very nice. Would you like to have? Just a little. It will be very nice.
It's a kind of eating darshan.
You are eating both ways. It's food for thought, food for the ears, and food for the tummies. So he said, this beautiful body is given to you. Why would he give something like this? A sophisticated, beautiful body, and he has put life in it. As he said even last year, can any of you say that you have created your body and that you have put the life in it? Can you claim it? But then we know that this body is something that we have not created, nor have we put life in it, but still we say it is my body, my life. Why would you say that? If there is anything that you have earned, you can say it is yours. What did you do to earn this? How can we claim that this body is mine? What did I do to own it up? So, when our power, they are afraid to eat. It will be very nice, but the youngsters can eat. All the youngsters can eat. You can digest even stones. So, he said the whole life, the whole body is given to you, and God has put life in you only for you to remember Him and attain Him. And Yogiji said, it's only when you remember God you truly live, because you are serving the purpose of life. Whenever you forget God, you may still be breathing, but you are dead. He also said that remembering God is the only dharma. Forgetting God is adharma. Very strong statements, but true. So this is the way he said, it is attaining God is not in our hands. It is in the hands of God. But remembering God, we remember so many things, how we clog this. You just have to open the lid and see what things are sitting there. Your collection of the whole life. So, he said, make an effort to remember God somehow or the other. Your everyday life, everything that you do must be connected to God in some way or the other that suits you. For example, some people can chant the name of God, and by chanting the name of God, you remember God. Some people, they cannot sit in one place, nor can they sing or remember one name. Remembering one name often will be very difficult, very boring. So, and then the body is very restless, the mind is restless, then they engage themselves in activities. Then Bhagwan said, you offer your every activity to God. You do it in the spirit of seva to God. You got it? Everybody got it? So this is seva. So Nama chanting and doing seva, these are the two easy methods to remember God. Everybody is busy again.
And what can we do? Look.
We're waiting for the chocolate, actually.
This is sadhana. When you do sadhana, there will be so many obstacles in the way. There will be so many temptations, distractions.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, over.
So could I suggest that the person who asked the question comes and sits here? I'll read the question so it's clear, and then
Whatever suits you. Now you need this.
no, everything's fine. So where is Radha? Radha?
Yeah, first.
To come and sit here? Yeah. So actually, you've already answered her question, because her question is, please talk about surrender and how to know to surrender.
No, I haven't talked about surrender at all. I'm yet to touch the topic.
Okay, so then that's her question. And
Okay,
the other part is how to know to surrender to the right.
okay. You know that the life that we live, practical life, is full of problems. You may work in an office, or you may be a householder, very busy with the household duties. Wherever you live, our life is beset with sometimes joys and sometimes sorrows. They alternate in life, right? There are problem after problem after problem. It's a struggle, even living an ordinary life as per the routine. Now, the problem starts when you are not able to accept something that life brings to you all of a sudden. Say an accident, or somebody's death, or suddenly you lose your job. Something that you expect doesn't happen. You get very upset, right? So this problem after you don't get visa. I just saw you, I remember. So you see the problem after problem and you have to struggle for. Now, what Yogi Ramsuratkumar taught me is everybody's life is run by the divine. Everything, every detail of everybody's life is being arranged by the divine in such a way that everything that happens in your life is the best that can happen to you at that moment. Already, if you observe your life closely, whenever you accepted whatever came to you, that would have been the best moment for you. Be it a sorrow or joy, acceptance. Because whatever happens, happens only by the divine will. Why? Because the divine alone exists. Raman Maharishi says there is only the self. Yogi Ramsuratkumar says, my father alone exists. There is nothing else, no one else. So everything, the whole cosmos has come out of God. He has become the whole cosmos. He has become all the creatures. Whatever has manifested, it is He. If you look upon it as manifested object, it is His object. If you look upon it as Him, it is He. So it is either He subjectively or His object objectively. If I think that I am a devotee, I am His devotee. If I have found out that I am He, then He is me. So it is either He or His. If you look upon the whole cosmos as an object, then it is His cosmos. If you say that it is He who has become the cosmos, then the cosmos is He. You understand what I mean? So, whatever life brings to you, it is as per His plan, as per His will. And whatever He wills for you is perfect because He is perfect. His Leela is perfect. And whatever comes from the divine can only be a blessing. You agree with me? Do you think that God would do you harm? You wouldn't call Him God then. God is our well-wisher. So whatever He wills for each one of us at any moment of life is the best blessing from Him. So you learn to accept it as His blessing. If it is a joy, okay, it's God-given, it's the best that can happen to me. You recognize it for a blessing. But sometimes a sorrow comes to you, it is a blessing in disguise. Because that sorrow happens to you because it is necessary for your spiritual growth. The sorrow would give some kind of transformation in you. For one thing, the sorrow is because of some bad karma. So your account of karmas is getting even, right? And another thing, God, out of His generosity, puts a blessing also in that. So it is the effect of your past karma. At the same time, it carries a blessing from God. You can, if you look upon it as the effect of your bad karma, then it will upset you, you'll get depressed, and there will be only medicines after that. But if you look upon it, coming from God, it has got to be a blessing for me, because God is my well-wisher. He will not harm me. That means whatever is happening, however negative it is happening for my own good, for my greater good. It carries a blessing for my transformation. Right at the moment, I think that I'm the body, and I keep reacting all the time. Most of us only react more than act. Have you noticed it? Mostly, every act will be a kind of reaction. Every action will be a kind of reaction to the surroundings or to the people or to the situations. So we are a bundle of reactions now because of our identity with the body. Now, this identity with the body, because we relate everything to the body. My people, my relatives, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, my religion, I and mine. So what happens? The ego keeps reacting all the time. And so when joy comes, the ego jumps in joy, saying, oh, it's all grace from God. Or I have achieved this. I have earned this. And when sorrow comes, you say, oh, God doesn't have eyes. He doesn't have a heart. He has gone to sleep. He's not listening to me anymore. He has let me down. We react negatively. In truth, Yogi Ramsuratkumar says, be it a joy or sorrow, both coming from the source, from the grand plan of the source, so both are blessings. What you call sorrow is a blessing in disguise. It's meant for your spiritual growth, for your transformation. So learn to accept it as a blessing. See, the human mind cannot accept anything unless it's profitable, right? So if you begin to accept it as a blessing, then only you can accept it at all. Only when you think it's a blessing, you can accept it. And it is truly so. It is not a mere assumption. If you think it's an assumption, it's based upon truth. So it will work. And when you believe truly that whatever life brings to you, be it a joy or sorrow, is truly coming from the divine and it's a blessing, it will soon prove itself to be a blessing to you. You can see it in your own experiences. If you strongly believe that maybe the death of a dear one or an accident that happened to you, which handicapped you, if you very stubbornly take it as a blessing, you will see how it proves to be a blessing. It's just that we don't have patience to wait and see. And then, the body. For example, okay, I'm not the body, I'm the divine, so I sit there in Atma Vichara for 3 hours, 4 hours, and then some pain starts somewhere. And the pain takes over. Are you the body there? Or are you this? Or can you be indifferent to this pain? Will you not go to a doctor? Don't you suffer the pain? I'm asking you, now I'm asking you a question. Okay, you're doing Atma Vichara. I am the spirit. I am the divine self. I'm not this body. Okay, and the body reacts. It starts a pain unbearable. You tell me what you would be. I have seen people who sit in a place 8 hours in complete meditation. And the next day, when they find someone else seated there, They will get angry. Oh, they are seated in my place. This I and mine are tricksters. They won't let you. You have to be very vigilant from moment to moment to moment. So, masters like Yogi Ramsuratkumar, they say, it's all because you cannot help it. Because from the moment you were born, your mother points to father and says, this form is your father. And he is named father. So the name and form accompany from the moment you come into the world. So it's all the way. When you go to the office, it's names and forms you deal with. When you stay at the house and do your work, it's names and forms. Wherever you go. And you also know, you are known only by your name and by your form. So it's always names and forms all around. So the easiest way, God is at once formless and form. He is both, because he is manifested. You see the manifested cosmos. You tell me, I'm seeing you all talking to you. Is it a reality or a non-reality? Do you think it's a lie? If Raman Maharishi says it's a lie, it's okay. If Yogi Ramsuratkumar says, okay, it's a lie, it's not true. It's all Maya, right? Because they are established in the highest truth. And to them, really, this world is Maya, it doesn't exist. But to all of us who are yet to reach that state, the world is still a reality and your body is also a reality. And what is more, in spite of your Atma Vichara, you keep reacting. Your ego keeps reacting all the time. You get angry with people, you get upset with people, you get fear, you feel jealous. And then when you see, as long as you have preference, I prefer coffee, People would say, sit in meditation. And then if you tell them there's coffee, there's tea, I will take tea. I will take coffee, As long as you have preferences, I want this, I don't want that. You're still the body. You understand what I mean? Yes. So I see it all around. So masters like Yogi Ramsuratkumar, they say, to get rid of this, okay, God himself has put this ego. I accept it. And I identify myself with this body, right? So I imagine a God, a personal God, say the Guru, or Krishna, Rama, Buddha, Jesus, anyone you take as your ideal. Because they had lived, Jesus must have been a man before he attained that state. Krishna, Rama, everybody attained that state only after some time. So the personal God is the same impersonal God with only one difference. It has taken a name and form just for your sake. Otherwise, there is no difference between the personal God and the impersonal God. You take Krishna, we call it Purna Avatar, meaning he was all-knowing, he was all-pervasive, he was all-powerful. The only difference is the God inside all of us is generally the awareness. The pure awareness is called Parabrahman. Para means supreme. Brahman is the divinity. So supreme divinity, which is supreme awareness with nothing else to be aware of. So it is only aware of itself. So it is pure awareness, all of us, an ant or a worm, a wriggling worm, a helpless wriggling worm, the stone, we all have this right inside here. Raman Maharishi calls spiritual heart. In the spiritual heart itself is pure awareness. It is with this pure awareness the body has been built around it. And it is from this pure awareness your very breath comes. The in-breath and then out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. They touch this Chaitanya, we call it Chaitanya. The terminology is Chaitanya. Antaryami. This Chaitanya is right inside all of us, and your very breath touches it 21,000 times a day. It's like going to Kailash and knocking at the door, going to Vaikuntha, knocking at the door. It's happening inside you. Vaikuntha is here, Kailash is here. The pure awareness that became Shiva, the pure awareness that became Mahavishnu, the pure awareness that became Brahma to create, and Mahavishnu to protect it, and Rudra to destroy it, is right inside you. The whole cosmos is inside you. Raman Maharishi gives a beautiful example. He says, there is a canvas and there's a painting. Will you say the painting is on the canvas or the canvas is on the painting? What will you say? You are all keeping quiet.
Painting is on the canvas. Painting is on
The painting is on the canvas. So the painting is a form with a name, right? The portrait, say. So it is on the canvas. The canvas is that pure awareness. And the painting is the manifested awareness. It is still the screen, but there is some coloring and painting. It is manifested screen, and therefore it's manifested form. So in the background of the formless, there's a manifested form. But because we have identity with the body, we say God is inside me, but I am inside God. The painting is on the canvas. The canvas is not in the painting. So I am in the pure awareness, a manifest form of the pure awareness. So I am in the awareness. Not that the awareness is inside me, but just now I was telling you all, inside there is a spiritual heart, and the spiritual heart is pure awareness. Why? Because of our identity with the body, I have to use this language to make you understand. Right now, we have only one identity, that identity with the body. So with reference to this only, we have to try to understand everything else. So inside is the spiritual heart, and the spiritual heart is pure awareness. And in this pure awareness, there is a flame. It's a flame of awareness. It's called Pranagni. And right in the middle of this Pranagni is the soul, the individual soul, the Maya, the identity with the body. And inside that is that supreme Brahman. You will get all this when you go into deep meditation, one after the other. You will understand as it comes, and then because your mind will be totally prepared for recognition of what is happening, so you would understand. But now it can only be words to you, but enough to know that this pure awareness is right inside us, because we are limited. And this pure awareness is a witness consciousness. That is why when you go to murder somebody, or when you indulge in some adharmic actions, God inside you, but He doesn't prevent you, does He? Do you think a murderer does his murder? And why wouldn't the God inside him prevent it? It is adharma. Why? Because God is a witness. He does not participate in your life. He is indifferent to this manifested life. So you may carry God within you, the whole cosmos within you, and still you feel you are a weakling, you are powerless, and you are helpless. Because, okay, I carry a witness consciousness, but what is its use to me? Why? I am not connecting to that. So how do we connect to that? So that God will participate in our life. God will listen to my prayers, listen to my lamentations when I get sorrow. You think of Krishna, the witness consciousness inside in a fraction of a second becomes Krishna. Because it can manifest in any way you assume. If I think God is a pig, it will manifest as pig inside you. So the impersonal witness consciousness, in a fraction of a second, you call out to Krishna, you call out to Shiva, you call out to Yogi Ramsuratkumar. It immediately becomes personal God, and once it becomes personal God's awareness, it becomes aware of all that is in your mind. It knows your prayers, it knows your struggles, it knows your needs. You don't think that God is in a temple far away. He's right inside you. The thing is, you have to connect with Him. How do I easily connect with Him? By a name. Because we all have names. When I call you David, immediately you say, oh, I'm here. Right? So, the minute you call out Krishna, Yogiji told me that Krishna is instantly present as personal God inside you, and He's beginning to watch you. The minute you call out Jesus, the impersonal God inside becomes Jesus, and He is watching you. The minute you call out to Buddha, the instant Buddha is there. Now, just a change in awareness. The pure awareness, which had nothing else to be aware of, has become suddenly aware of you and your life. Is it very difficult for the Supreme Divinity to do so? Or what difference does it make? As far as the awareness is concerned, it is no difference, because it's manifested as the whole cosmos. He just thought the witness consciousness, the awareness, pure awareness, I shall create. The whole cosmos came out. Just like that, in a fraction of a second. There is a glare. Was the sun the glare, I think?
From the back.
Oh, you want to
We're just going to take
photograph, yes.
we're going to take a picture of the ambience of this talk. You
Okay,
know?
okay.
Yeah. You positioned us under a beautiful
Okay,
tree.
Okay. So there's not much sun also today. Huh?
Sorry to
That's
interrupt.
a blessing. So this is what I wanted to say. Connect with a personal God who is familiar to you, whom you can approach easily, to whom you can pray, so that you get help from it, from the highest power that has created the whole cosmos, that is activating the whole cosmos. And that is present in you and me, in every creature around. Though it is present as pure awareness equally in all creatures, take an ant, a mosquito, it is equally present as pure awareness. But as personal God, it is different. When I am so devoted, the personal God is very active in me. When I don't even think of God, He is totally absent. His pure awareness completely indifferent. And just playing the role you are meant to play. That's all. So that is why the great masters who know the psychology of the people, they say, you purify your mind. At the purified state of mind, Atma Vichar happens. Meditation happens. But before that, you have to consciously purify your mind. What do I mean by purification? Because, there is fear, and the fear can be a killer fear. It can take over. It can consume you like fire, and people die of fear. Sorrow, despair, and it can kill you. People commit suicides. Anything, anger is poison, pure poison. Before you bring out your anger upon people, as it rises, it's poisoning your system. Every moment of anger is poison working from inside. Jealousy, when it consumes you, you will go to any length. So they are all vicious. We call them Rakshasas, the demons. So these demons are all active in our own mind. So there's a constant war between our good tendencies and bad tendencies. So to cling to the good tendencies, we have to connect with God. So Bhagwan says you have to connect with God somehow or the other. The best way to do is to remember the name. Because when you remember the name, when you just call out the name of God, He knows He is being called. Because you know when I call you by name, you are being called. You give a name to a dog and it may be out there. The minute you call out, it comes running to you. So when we call out the name of God, wouldn't He know that He's being called? Not only that, He's right inside you. He just assumes, He puts on the dress of the personal God and He is ready to act, participate in your life. He recognizes what you are going through. If it's a joy, He enjoys it with you. If it's a sorrow, He feels pity for you and you call out to Him, so He comes to help. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to say, when you call out Yogi Ramsuratkumar, my father rushes to help you. He's not just coming, taking his time. He said, my father would rush help you. The minute you call out the name, because the names are all packed with the power and grace of God. So the name is not your name or my name. They have been infused with the power of God, with the grace of God. The minute, it's like your cell phone, You know, the minute you touch the number, you get connected. It's happening now today by technology. You just touch one touch. There, one touch something. You one touch and you get connected to somebody thousands of miles away. So it's just one name and you get connected to your personal God, who's alive, much more alive than your friend thousands of miles away. Because it's the highest power. You are connected to the highest power inside. And this power is sympathizing with you, is acting with you, helping you, guiding you, protecting you. That's why Nama chanting is easier and it works faster and it has the power to kill all your past sins, to destroy. We do not know what we have committed, 84 lakhs of lives for each soul. How many lakhs of lives we have already lived, how much we have gathered, the rubbish that we are carrying on our back, the invisible pack of karmas, we do not know. But the Nama, just like that, huge bundles of cotton, just one matchstick, one spark of fire, the whole thing will be burnt. So Nama is fire, that fire which can burn out your past karmas. When the past karmas are burnt out, there will be no more obstacles to your achievement. So calling out the name is a very necessary, easy and potent sadhana. It is purifying all the time. You may not be aware of it. Why are you not aware of it? Because your mind is full of the world and worldliness. You have desires. But like I said, preference, I'll have coffee, I'll have tea. No, I would prefer only this. I would rather have this. No? It's all the time preferences. So your mind is full of that, likes and dislikes. And that is why it's not a plain mirror. It is a mirror with a lot of dust over it. So it doesn't reflect the God out for you to see. But He is there. The other one is, He says, it is my Father alone exists. Raman Maharishi says there is only the self, the divine self. There is nothing else, no one else. There are no others, he says. Now that self, or Atmaram, as called by Ramdas, Papa Ramdas, or my father by Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Mother Kali by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It's all the same. It is inside you. And this has manifested as every creature in the cosmos. It is the divine that stands before you in the form of this tree. Don't think it's an insentient tree. There is our Father inside, vibrantly alive. It's in an ant. The mosquito is so active because of his power. The ant bites you because with his power. We are doing all that we are doing with his power. He is right inside us. So it is he who has manifested as every form, and so we are only instruments. It is he who is manifested as this body and is running this life. So I am but an instrument in his hands. And so are you, so is everybody. So is a mosquito, so is an ant, so is this tree. We can only be puppets, or let's say robots. We are all robots, and it is the operator inside, the divine operator, which is operating every robot. He has a plan for everybody's life. Everybody's life, with every detail, is already planned. And it is as per this grand plan, the whole cosmos is running. And your life, my life, is no exception to that. So some divine from inside is running my life with all its details, which is already marked out. We are born with the blueprint of our life. At what time you have to leave the body, at what time you have to be born in a body, at which age this should happen to you. Everything is printed there. And as per this print, everything happens. So it is he at once playing the role of all the creatures. He is at once you, he is at once me, he is at once everybody here, he is at once the tree, standing there as a tree, and the ants that you see, at once he is playing all the roles of all the creatures of the cosmos. So Yogiji said, this is a truth we have found out and we are telling you. You start practicing as an instrument in his hands. You have to think, if I am able to see, it is because of his grace. If I am able to hear, it is he who is activating my ears to hear. If I am able to run my life very well, then it is he who is activating my brain. He is activating my legs so I am able to walk. It is he from inside. He has put the breath, and because of the breath, all the parts of the body are functioning. And with this body, you are doing actions. Now you tell me, who is the doer of the actions? It's because he has created this body, he has put the breath in it, and because of this life in it, we are able to think, talk, and do. So who is responsible for all this? It's he. So we are only puppets in the hands of this divine puppeteer. So knowing this truth from someone else, from a master who has realized it, we have to practice and make it our truth. Until then, it is somebody's truth. It is Ramana's truth. It is Yogi Ramsuratkumar's truth. Until I make it my own truth, my own experience, the world is a reality. You have to face it. You have to struggle through it. And amidst all the struggles, you have to do your sadhana. But humility, utter humility, is the best practice. Because where there is humility, there's a flow of grace. Like, wherever there's a pit, water rushes there. Wherever there is humility, the grace becomes active. Wherever there's ego, the grace is restricted. So Bhagwan says that think that you are only an instrument all through the day. Whatever you do, whatever you speak, whatever you think that it is he who is making you think, it's he who is making you speak, and it's he who is making you act, and it's he all through. So if you remember this, remembrance of this fact is a great sadhana. When it's accompanied by chanting of the name, it becomes very powerful. And thirdly, whenever you help people without any expectations and doing it in the spirit of surrender to the Lord. If I am giving you a cup of water, let me not think that I am giving you a cup of water. Three things exist there. I exist, you exist, the cup of water, and the act of giving. But the minute you think that I'm offering this cup of water to him in you, I'm offering it to him. You don't matter, I don't matter either. It's an offering. So this offering is immediately recognized by God and blessed. Then you don't expect the other person to recognize the help that you have done. Otherwise, we expect all the time. Oh, I gave him so much money yesterday. Today he's not even looking in my direction. Don't you expect all that? You expect respect. You expect recognition even for the smallest service that you do. Because you think that you are doing it to a person. If you think that you are doing it to Bhagwan in him, Bhagwan recognizes it. If you think you are doing it to a person, the person may recognize or may not recognize. And there stops the matter. God will be indifferent. So you have to bring God alive in you, and then He becomes alive to participate in your life. Otherwise, I tell you, you may carry the whole cosmos within you, and you may think of you whatever you like, but He will not come to your help. He is a witness consciousness. Just as the light here, you can sit and listen to me, you can write, you can read, you can do 100 things. You can also sharpen your knife to kill somebody. It would help everybody with its light. So if you want God, if you want an active God to participate in your life, to respond to you, to help you in your sadhana, prayer, humble prayer to Him. And remembering Him as His pure awareness or a personal God. So you have to start with two, you and God. And you connect with Him by name and prayer and service. So Nama Chanting, prayer and service. The best sadhanas until your mind is cleared of all the cobwebs there. You just have to open the lid and see what you have stored there, the upper story. It's like Pandora's box. There'll be a collection from 84 lakhs of lives. So we need the help of the grace. And the easiest way, that once the cell phone has come into your hand, you don't go to some place and then you dial and then you try that whole stuff, You just carry one with you, and then wherever you want to contact anybody, you just touch one touch. You get connected. This is one Nama, you get connected. You don't even have to. He is already being carried by you. Just one Nama connects you to the highest power. And it just a little change in attitude. I'm not helping this person or that person. I'm helping my Guru in them. I'm helping my personal God in them. And God notes it down in His diary instantly. But I'm helping this person, that person. Only that person and this person will exist. It's a mere action. It will be forgotten. So there you go.
Shall we do one more question, or
Yes.
do you have enough
What
time?
What is the time now?
After 12.
Okay, we'll continue for some more time, some 20 minutes.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
Madeleine?
Maybe you already know all these things.
No, it's not important anyway. I can't hear anything you say because every second you fill me with love. So I don't care what you say, actually, because you fill me up with love and I can't hear anything.
Oh, thank you. You recognize that. There is something to recognize.
So this is Madeleine, and she's asking, how would you describe the connection between the higher self and the individual self?
That's what I've been talking about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've been
I'm bringing
saying.
you here so you can have a little connection. Everything you've
So
spoken
it is
is,
in
I mean, you've
it is
answered all the
answered.
questions, actually, but it's nice
Oh,
for them to,
there are other questions?
yes, lots of questions, but
Please ask.
okay, so maybe you go back. Zahira?
I am also fulfilled.
I wanted the people to have a direct contact to you. Zahira here?
It's a love contact.
Sorry?
It's love contact
Yes, yes.
and live contact.
Nobody's going to forget you. How can we ignore the mind also during its needed, as for example, with focused and concentrated work? She's a very busy lady. She's looking after the animals. She's an animal doctor.
Okay. Think that, just as I said just now, think of all the animals as manifestations of God. And then when you take care of them, you are offering this action to the God in them. Every one of them. A little rabbit, think not it's a rabbit. So when you do anything, feeding the rabbit or just taking care of it, say, God, I'm offering this act to you. God in the rabbit. And God in the rabbit will note it down. I'm telling you the truth, though I'm joking, it is the truth. It will go into his consciousness. And sometimes, you can do it silently. You can also chant the name of God, any name that you like, because it carries the power of God. The name carries the power of the named. So you are getting connected both ways by chanting the name and also doing service to him. I tell the ladies here, the household, ladies in the Indian household, when you cook, keep chanting the name and cook and say to God, God, I am cooking for you. Just one thought, I am cooking for you. And keep chanting the name. The energy that comes out of your chanting will fall as a layer of sattvic energy upon the food. And then when you feed your children, husband, think that it is he who is eating through all those mouths, to all those people. You're offering bhojan to God. You're offering naivedyam to. So when you clean up your room, clean up your house, God, this is your place, this is your ashram, this is your temple. I'm doing this cleaning for your sake. Every little thing that you do, you can connect with God. If you have this attitude, whatever you do is only for him. That way the whole day becomes puja to God. And remembrance continues. You will know after some time how powerfully it grips you. Everything that you touch will grow. Everything that you touch will turn into gold. You get a golden hand. What I mean is, everything is divinized to them. Imagine, otherwise it would be a lot of work, load. Especially when you do it with love, when you take care of the animals with love, think that they are the manifestations of the divine and that you are doing service to the divine. That's all. Next.
Lakshmi? She has an interesting question because she's asking, why did only her decide to find the self and not her sister?
Sisters, yeah, for example.
Not your father, brother, they don't matter to you?
And your sister.
Yes. So why does God choose one person for one thing and not the other? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It is God who has come in the form of your sister. It is you, a form of God. Both of you are manifested forms of God only. You are one role play, she is another role play. Now suppose there is a drama going on the stage. There's a hero, there's a heroine, there's a villain, there are sub-characters. Why doesn't the director make one person a villain, another person hero? You tell me. He can make all the characters heroes, you know. The stage will be full of heroes. You understand what I mean? It's a role play. Fundamentally, it's a role play being done by God Himself. And to do this game of play, He has to take the form, varieties. So varieties not only in forms, varieties in characters, varieties in tendencies. So in this life, she is your sister. In your previous birth, she might be someone else. She might be a man, because you know one thing, in this life, whoever you show love to, it's like traveling in a train. Suddenly you find some people in the same cabin, and then you develop a relationship with them, you share everything with them, and then you enjoy your train journey. But when the station comes, you get down. When everybody's station comes, they get down, right? But as long as you're all together, you're very happy together. And you share everything and there's joy. Like that, people whom you loved in your last birth, they all come into one family. In this birth, if you don't show so much love to your sister, she would be born in another family as a man or a woman. That is why it's Maya. No relationship is permanent. People would have loved each other, say a man and woman would have loved in the previous birth. In this birth, somehow the man finds that lady and they get married. But suppose there's a divorce, and then in the next life they'll be marry someone else. It's like that. You come together in love, then you are born in the same family, but still you may have different tendencies and she may have different tendencies because in other lives it has been different. So each one carries their own experiences of varied lives. And accordingly the tendencies stored. There's a storeroom in all of us inside. And the tendencies stored there can be very different from each other. You were born together because of a bond of love. But in the next birth, it may be different. But remember, it is God who is playing your role as well as her. So there's no difference at all as far as God is concerned. All the difference is only between you and me. I don't know if that answers your question, but that is the answer.
Okay, we have. Okay, go, quick. Okay, so Werner. So he has a question. This is Werner, and his question: what are the?
He has been listening very keenly. You were a keen listener.
Okay, keen. Okay, thank you.
So Werner is asking, what are the three main hindrances to get freedom? The three main hindrances to get freedom.
You think there are only three?
You can learn more than that, but to get time issue.
There is only one hindrance, and that is your identity with the body. You carry a biodata, and you're rooted in the ego that I am so and so, this is my body, I'm a male, my name is this, my parents are in that country and I speak this language. This data, this biodata, this identity with the body, it takes different forms in different places, in different situations, and they come in the way. The minute you begin to exist as an individual with biodata, everything else also exists. The minute you are determined to see only the divine in everything, there is only, see, for example, there are so many of us here, it's all one self, it's one being. Together we are all one being, but as egos we are so many. You understand what I mean? There is only one hindrance, the idea of the body. That is called Maya, that is called ego, that is what is expressed as selfishness. Utter selfishness of each person comes from this ego. So to get rid of this only, you connect with God in some way or the other. As a very simple, humble being, you can chant the name of a personal God and you can reach there very easily. Because every time you chant the name, every time you think, I'm only a humble devotee, God, you are the Almighty, please give me this, please fill me with your light, with your grace, with your divinity. Keep repeating this prayer. Please take over. God, take over this. Fill me with your light and grace. You repeat this prayer and call out the name of God and you see how you feel after some time.
Okay, Savita. This is Savita. She's recently joined our community. She's the youngest member. She has a very good question for her. What is there behind the love between two human beings? Is this an obstacle to find your own love and your own nature?
Please read out again.
So there's a question about relationship between two people. What is there behind the love between two human beings? Is this an obstacle to find your own love and your own nature?
Okay, I understand. I know what you mean. The love between two people is not love, it is attachment. There's a difference between love and attachment. If it is, how do you know it's true love? You love and live for the happiness of the loved one. But when you begin to expect your own happiness, that the other person should adjust to you so that you get happiness out of it, you mind your own happiness, it is attachment. True love lives for the happiness of the loved one. False love or attachment lives for the happiness of one's own self. You expect other people to adjust to you so that you will be happy. Your expectation. Love with expectations cannot be love, it is only attachment. And after some time, you feel that you have no more love for each other. So this attachment comes in the way of one's own sadhana. If it is true love, it cannot come in the way of sadhana. Because love means sacrifice. Sacrificing one's own happiness for the happiness of the loved one. And this love is divine. It cannot come in the way of your sadhana. But if your love is only attachment, there will be quarrels, there will be differences of opinion, and there will be many, many things in the way of sadhana. It is very true that we are all only attached to people. None of us know the true value of love. Love means sacrifice. You understand better now all the time what happens? We expect this and that from the other person, and then they don't play up to that. And then after some time, initially it is an attraction. And slowly, slowly each one reveals her own true identity. And then in India, you can see easily husband and wife living together for 60 years, 70 years till the end. No divorce, but now of course the divorces are increasing. Previously, it is adjustment to each other. adjusting so that the other person will be happy. And when you come forward to sacrifice your own happiness for the sake of the other's happiness, the other one will also get ready to do that. You will be inspiring each other into sacrificing your own happiness for the sake of the other. That is divine love. Otherwise, it will be very much in the way of not only this love, but also love for God. But sometimes in some people, God plays this game. Suppose God wants you all for Himself, He will cut you off from other people. Then whoever you try to keep relationship with, you will not adjust to them and they will not adjust to you. And then very soon you'll be separated from them. And then that will push you towards God. So all the sufferings of life, they carry this blessing. They push you towards God, whether you like it or not. So the sufferings are also blessings in disguise because they give us closeness to God. I will talk to you later.
Sound okay? Sound is okay? Because the microphone is down. So there's a question from Volker. Is he here? It's a little bit long question.
The answer may be very short.
Okay, this is Volker, who's living in our community. If I look back to situations where I felt completely lost, of crazy in my life, 10 years later, I feel a lot of love for me in the same situation. So 10 years before he felt crazy, and 10 years later he feels the love. Why is it that so? Why is it so? And what truth is better to tell and share?
Okay, when you were a child, maybe a 10-year-old boy, you would read a book, say Ramayana, something like Ramayana or something, even Gospel of Jesus, right? After 10 years, you read the same book. Do you think you feel the same thing? Even reading a book, as you grow, as you gather more and more experience of life, there is transformation. We begin to change. And yesterday I would read one book and make some meaning out of it, and today the meaning I make out of it can be deeper and more profound. It depends upon how you grow, your own growth, your own depth of understanding. Maybe 10 years before, the understanding of a situation or the state of your mind was different, but now you have gathered depth. And in the depth of this understanding, things may look very different. Because as we grow, as we transform ourselves with life, as we proceed, the way we look at things, the way we feel about things will also change. In fact, there was a time when I would feel very differently the previous day and very differently the next day. Then I understood that I was growing. It's like a shirt that you wear when you were small, and then when you grow big, you had to find a new shirt. Same thing with situations, people. Because you grow mentally also, and spiritually. I'm telling you in general, if there is any particular situation, you can ask. In general, the depth of the meaning that we find from any situation, any book, any understanding of any situation can differ from day to day to day. Especially years, definitely it will be different. Because I'm also growing inside. My understanding, my sharpness, especially the depth. the depth of your growth. Especially if you transform spiritually, then the way you look at things will change dramatically. And you begin to feel love which you never felt before. A costless love. So ordinarily we love somebody for some reason. As long as they are helpful to us, as long as they are supportive to us, our love also will be sustained. After some time, when there is no support, the love will drop off. But as you grow spiritually, you begin to love people, situations, and things around with a certain depth, without any expectation. It is love for love's sake. You simply love, there is no cause for it. This is true love. So, our understanding of any situation or any person will deepen depending upon our own transformation. This is all I know. Because all the spiritual sadhaks would come across this.
Oh, no, wait.
Right, over. My answer is over. If there is more to ask, you can ask now.
So this is Deanne, and his question is how to deal with resistance.
You know, you learn cycling. In the beginning, it doesn't come properly. You know, you have to struggle. At one point, you may even get bitter about the whole thing and you may drop off. Say, driving or climbing a mountain, anything which is very hard. In the beginning, it's very hard that sometimes you get so frustrated you give up the whole thing. But repeated effort, despite what you feel about it, will finally give you success. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to make us sing a song. In the beginning, in the first attempt itself, he would not get the tune properly. And then 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, still there may be difficulties in places. We may get frustrated and give up the effort completely. Or we may try again and again and again, no matter how much resistance we feel towards it. Because I have to learn it, I have to master it. Determination, the will. I have to master it somehow. Even if I don't like it, even if I hate it, I attempt repeatedly by willpower, by determination. You do the hard work and you will see how the resistance cannot stand before you. For example, in Nama Chanting, we tell them, the beginning, you know, you would rather listen to some tune from cinema, right? And your mind picks up those songs and repeats it. Then you have to remember, no, I have to remember the name, because cinema song is not going to benefit me, but the name will. And then a situation develops, you have to call out to God to come out of it. And then the effort increases. So you pray to God, I don't know how to give up this resistance. Please help me. He will help you in any way. He may create a situation so that you have to continuously remember God, or He may help you in other ways also. The only way is prayer to God. The Almighty who is capable of helping you. He may help you through some evolved soul. He may help you through your own guru. Or some simple person with just one word may help you. The best thing is to pray to God. He will find a way out for it. The resistance is very common. You've seen the children, you know, they will start walking and how many times they fall down. But they will not give up their effort. Finally, they start running. So we have to learn this from children. No matter how much is the resistance, we have to continue our efforts by willpower and pray simultaneously to God. Over.
Just one last question.
Right, yes.
Okay. Alex, this is a simple question. Maybe not. So Alex is asking, what happens in your dreams at night?
Your mind happens in your dreams. I mean, your mind has collected some experiences during the day from the world. And then when you are asleep, you are not fully asleep. And that's when the dream comes. Your mind works over time. It creates, it's all completely imagined. You create characters that appear in your dream. And then you make stories of them. You go through that. Right? But the minute you wake up, you realize it was only a dream. And it has no reality. Right? So it is if you saw a tiger in your dream, it is the tiger of your mind. Your mind has created the tiger. And your experience of the tiger here, it pounces on you because of your experience of the tiger in the outer world. And then your experience, and then you get so frightened you run away. And the tiger chases you. And then at one point, the tiger pounces on you, you scream and you wake up. And then you are very cozily settled in your bed, and it was a very comfortable room. There is no forest, no tiger, no pouncing on you, only the screaming, which woke you up. So it is the imagination of your mind. So the dream is only a dream. It had reality when you dreamed. When you dreamed, the tiger was so real. Its fierceness was so real. It pounds on you. It is real. That's why you get frightened. But the minute the dream is over, it was only a dream. It never happened except in your mind. So the dream the dream tiger, the dream pouncing, the dream forest, it's all dream. It never existed. It's Maya. Now, think of this. Now it's very real. You are sitting before me. I am sitting before you. I'm talking to you. All of you are here. Very, very real. Can you say this is Maya? But one day, we will come out of this state of seeing. We will awaken ourselves into another state of consciousness when this would look like a dream. And there, in the new awakened world, only the awareness exists. We call it Turiya. This is, the wakeful state, the dream state, and then sometimes, you sleep soundly. You don't get even dreams. You say, oh, I switched off like light. No dream, nothing, and you say, I quite enjoyed a sound sleep. Right? So this is another state. We call it Sushupti. So we have wakefulness, this is the state now, and then the dream state, and then the state of sound sleep, where only the breathing is going on, the world doesn't exist to you. No, not even the world of the mind. But from that you came to the dream state, from the dream state you came to the wakeful state, and from the wakeful state you will wake up into another world. And that is the Turiya state, where all this will be a dream. It may be a dream of 70 years, 80 years, but it's still a dream. In the awakened state, nothing of this world exists. Nobody exists, nothing exists, except you as pure awareness. This is the state Ravan Maharishi was in, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, all those great people. So why do you go back to the dream state? You come forward to the awakened state. Leave those dreams.
I think he was hoping you were going to tell him your dreams. But perhaps you don't have dreams
This is
anymore.
my dream. This is my dream. The life that I lead here is a dream. There's another world inside where only pure awareness, pure consciousness. Pure awareness is another state. Before that, pure consciousness is there, but it's very difficult to explain all that. When you withdraw from the world, then you stay with your, you can call it Guru, you can call it Brahman, you can call it awareness or whatever. But mostly it is the outside world. We have come to do work. Once you come into Turiya state, it's very difficult to do work. So it's all a dream. Now after this you will eat and go, and I'll go, and this is Maya, this is a dream. It will be real only as much as you remember. Whatever you remember of this, to that extent it will be real to you. When you forget, it is a total dream. Right? Please do not think that I am saying all this from this brain or mind. It is from him inside, and they are the truths of experience. It's up to you to look upon it any way you like. That will depend upon your state of consciousness, your state of growth. It doesn't matter, but remember one thing, as long as you stay here, these blessings are pouring on you, and you are carrying a huge bag full of blessings, which will come with you, help you, guide you, protect you all through. Jaya Yogi Ramsuratkumar.
Thank you, thank you.
Ramsuratkumar, Sarvabhauma Sarvesha, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Sarvabhauma Sarvesha, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Sarvanama Sarvarupa Yogi Ramsuratkumar.